All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, let's get into this video. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button. But 5 years ago, I ran across this article and some videos, so I thought it was interesting about white people asking us for forgiveness for racism, slavery, and all of that. And then I found this thing that happened in Houston 5 years ago. Prayer movement grows after white Christians kneel in repentance before black Christians for racism. And that's that. A multiracial Houston prayer group called Pray Test, started by white Christian rapper Bobby Trey Nine Herring, is now emerging as a movement among Christians nationwide after a video of white Christians kneeling in repentance for racism before a group of black believers in Houston, in the third ward, where George Floyd grew up. And it shows Herring leading a group of white Christians in prayer before a black group led by Johnny Gentry, founder and senior pastor of Free Indeed Church. The meeting took place just days after Floyd. Well, we know what happened to George Floyd. I'm not going through that. One of the videos that went viral with Pastor John Gentry and myself on one side facing each other, white people kneeling, asking God for forgiveness, and then to see my black brothers and sisters kneeling, asking God for forgiveness. That was a moment that was beautiful. Pray tests have continued to multiply, not only in Houston, they have one in Austin. It's happening in Livingston. It's about to happen in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's spreading. He argued that in a time Christians owned America's sin against black Americans, and the only way to do that is 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. And they said God is going to heal our land. We believe God is going to heal us through what happened to George Floyd and many others before him. God is going to heal us as a result of us standing up as a church, white, black, brown, together. Eyes on Me, a nonprofit organization that reaches underserved youth and families in Houston and surrounding areas, where he founded, which he founded in 2008, and has provided a free pray test strategy guide to help groups interested in doing prayer walk meetings in black communities in solidarity with African American community for healing and hope in Christ Jesus. It takes one Christian Caucasian, one Christian African American with integrity and humility. These people of peace will assemble a multi-ethnic body of believers. We are praying specifically for African Americans and issues related to their needs, pain, hurt, wounds, suffering, struggles, and future. Walks can include praying over schools, businesses, homes, apartments, police stations. We recommend having a local resident connected to the community that can be a guide for parking, walking, to describe the neighborhood's needs. I mean, this was 5 years ago, but then I found some other stuff that I thought was interesting. And now we're going to get to the video part. Let me see. I had to do it on my phone. I had to let my here we go. Now we have been seeing many people want this is Black Philip Americans Scott to come out in the streets and protest and fight for America. We've seen, white people call for black people. We've seen Latinos call for black people. When agents were dealing with things during the pandemic, they were calling for black people. So when everybody getting problem, they come to us like we supposed to save them or something, right? Right. But anyway, you got this white gentleman that
wants black people. He mentioned black men in particular. I want you to hear exactly what this man is saying, because I don't know, have he not gotten the email or maybe the memo somewhere? Let's check this out. Black men, I think we need you. I think America needs you. Okay? And I know it's unfair after everything this country's done to you to ask you to save it, but I think you're the only people who can. All this stuff going on with Izzy and Palestine, well, someone's got to stop them. And anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish dude speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the "you're racist" train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth, okay? That we're allowing this to happen. We're enabling the people that are most known for an extreme act of organized evil happening to them. You know, in World War II, those people are doing that to another group of people, all right? And if anyone in this country could speak out about a great evil that everyone is just allowing, just sitting by and denying, it's you, okay? You guys are the experts on this. You can speak on this without any guilt, without being silenced. All right? Because in America, you guys have the most powerful voice. Okay? You built this country. Okay? Everyone knows it. All right? And granted, you did it mostly against your will, but you fucking did it. Okay? And then you broke the chains of the oppressors. Okay? We need you guys to take that expertise and show this country that it's being evil again. Okay? That is being just as evil as before, but because it's out of sight, out of mind, we pretend that it's not. Okay? And we need you. I really believe that only you could do it. But because America is racist, okay? It is. And if you're the one speaking against it, it's going to be conflicted, okay? But because we need you to weaponize white guilt against these fucking monsters. And I think you could do it. I know it's unfair, okay? This country, it is yours. You built it, and they took it from you. But guys, you've got to be our moral compass, or we're not going to have one. We're going to go completely off the rails on some white devil, fucking World War II, Third Reich type shit if you guys don't start showing out real loud.
What the hell did you just say?
That's how I feel about that. But let me take my time a little bit with you, sir. So you say basically when a person like yourself speaks out about the situation, you're getting hit with being called anti-Semitic. We get hit with that too.
Yep.
So if we're going to be called that name, let us be called that name fighting for black people.
Right.
We're not going to fight for other groups. See, sir, I don't know if you didn't get the general email or the general messaging. What happened with us as black people? Listen, we have collectively decided, and it was a spiritual decision. It wasn't we got in a group together and discussed it. It wasn't that we were planning these meetings and say, hey, we're going to coordinate this thing. No. This happened in the spirit, and all black people in the spirit understood that now is time to step back. Now it's time to take our rest. And if we're going to fight something, we're going to fight for black America only when it comes to anything in America. That's what we fighting for. And if you're not black America, then hey, God bless you. I hope it works out. We have given you the blueprint on how to protest. We've
Yep.
given you the blueprint how to turn up. You got the videos. You seen it. Go out there and do what you got to do. Fight for whatever you got to fight for. See, this is the deal. Gone are the days where we're going to go and fight for America and be the moral compass of America,
Fact.
and we get no benefit. Just like Trump talking about reciprocal tariffs, well, we need reciprocal reparations.
Facts.
We need reciprocal power. Yes, I said power. Because the fact is, you want us to go out there and fight for America and then have no power in America.
Facts.
Fight for America, and yet we still at the bottom. No, why would we do that? That's dumb. We might well just chill what we doing, and then and that's it. No. See, the deal is, you're going to have to get your hands dirty, sir.
Right.
Your reputation going to have to be ruined. You're going to have to be silenced, censored, debanked.
Yep.
You're going to have to lose your job. You're going to have to go to jail. You're going to get beat up by the police.
Yep.
But see, the police not even don't do y'all nothing. Y'all done so many protests, and the police haven't done nothing but watch y'all. They haven't pepper sprayed you. They didn't beat you. Then a few black women that did show up, the first thing they did was arrest them.
Sure did.
And black people at the time was like, didn't we say this is a nationwide movement right now? That we are not getting involved with no other groups but our own?
Facts.
And suffer the consequences if you go out there?
Yep.
And when people saw it, when black folks went out there, and what happened to them, and no black folks were saying nothing about it, because you went against what we all doing, you understand? So, no. Then you talking about what's happening in Palestine. Listen, I see the same thing you see. It's not good. But at the end of the day, it was a Palestinian store owner that called the police on George Floyd.
That part. That part.
For a $20 bill that he didn't even prove that was fake. You understand what I'm saying? He had to call no police on George Floyd. There was no reason for that.
This is Philip Scott podcast. I love
your
him.
Community. Let's call it what it is, sir. The money that goes over there is being given by y'all. Black people ain't been saying give money to Israel or any other country for
Facts.
that matter.
Facts.
So why should we get involved? Maybe if you would have got involved in making sure we got reparations in the form of cash payments, maybe we can have a conversation, right? But it's people like you, sir, in your community, is the reason why we still economically suffer, and physically, and health, and all of that. Why aren't people like you saying, you know what? Why are we always calling on black people and we haven't done nothing for them?
That part.
Why aren't we saying nothing about black people losing their jobs? Why we ain't saying nothing about black men and women who's been targeted on jobs and not being employed? Why weren't we saying nothing about it? Why aren't we doing nothing about it? Forget saying it. Why aren't we doing anything about it? Why aren't we doing anything about black people can have a high credit score and still get denied a home or a business loan? Why aren't we doing anything about it? Right? You're not doing anything to make black people feel included in the, American dream, which we know is an American scheme, an American nightmare. We're not gonna come out here fighting for you so you can continue to live in the lap of white supremacy and white privilege. No.
Facts.
You maintain your white privilege on your own. Because the problem is, with us as black Americans, we have maintained the status quo. And the status quo is keeping us at the bottom, fighting for this country and being the moral compass for this country. No. And from Trump on down to the rest of y'all. See, it's two different tactics to try to get us out there. And I want y'all to understand the tactics. There's a tactic where I was going to attack y'all like Trump and them doing to make black people come out. Because they don't have a response for us resting. They don't have a response for us staying quiet. They don't have a response. Then the other response, if you can't do it that way, well, let me flatter you. Let me say, you built this country and it's your country and you're the moral compass. And all that's the two ways they do things, right? So if they can't get you with brute force and get you to do something, then they're going to flatter you and going to, hear what we say. Think about it. He said, well, you did build this country, right? They'll take things that we say, and because they know some of our people are still, lost, I will say. And they will take when a white person say like, "Oh my God, he agreed. We built the country. Oh my God, Phil, did you hear?"
Let me show y'all the video because y'all just coming in on what this white man is saying.
Well, someone's got to stop them, and anybody that says something, anytime you get a white guy or even a Jewish dude speaking out about it, they hit them with the racist label, anti-Semitic, stuff like that. Black guys, you can do it. Dude, white guys, white people, they're not gonna jump on the "you're racist" train to black guys. And even if they do, I mean, come on, you can rubber glue that shit, okay? I'm not saying we need black guys to come at it like Kanye, but we just need you to speak the fucking truth, okay? That we're allowing this to happen. We're enabling the people that are most known for an extreme act of organized evil happening to them. In World War II, those people are doing that to another
Thank
group
you
of
for
people.
subscribing.
Right?
Thank you, Bill.
If anyone in this country could speak out about a great evil that everyone is just allowing, just sitting by and denying, it's you. Okay? You guys are the experts on this. You can speak on this without any guilt, without being silenced. All right? Because in America, you guys have the most powerful voice. Okay? You built this country. Okay? Everyone knows it. All right? And granted, you did it mostly against your will, but you fucking did it. Okay? And then you broke the
We ain't helping y'all. Okay? No, we not. Fuck y'all. No.
We need you guys to take that expertise and show this country that it's being evil again. Okay? That is being just as evil as before. But because it's out of sight, out of mind, we pretend that it's not. Okay? And we need you. I really believe that only you could do it. Because America is racist. Okay? It is. And if you're the one speaking against it, it's going to be conflicted. Okay? Because we need you to weaponize white guilt against these fucking monsters. And I think you could do it. I know it's unfair. Okay? This country...
You know it's unfair.
You build it and they took...
But you want us to come... And hell no, we ain't coming to help y'all. Not at all. No.
They shouldn't be on it. As someone who, like I said, worked for Head Start, a lot of these families have been on Section 8 for generations, okay? It's all they know, and it's what they want. They don't want their own home. They don't want to have their own apartment. They want the $200, $300 rent they pay for their 2 to 3 bedroom apartment, so they continually have kids that they know they can't provide for, but can somewhat...
Foremost, it's blasphemy against the true original beings of this land. For them, not only did they steal our land, they didn't give us our 40 acres and a mule, right? And then people who did own this land, speaking from my ancestors who are Choctaw, Mississippi Indians, they told them that if we catch you gardening on your land,
yes,
we're going to
holy,
find you and take you to jail. You must go to work and buy food for the supermarkets. So it was a whole organized plan, basically to take our land from us, stop us from gardening, and have to depend on these supermarkets. Then they say you have to go to work and pay for the food at the supermarket. The food at the supermarket is not real food, it's friggin' food. They give you fruits and vegetables that don't have seeds.
Right.
Originally here in America, it was beautiful. Our grass, we didn't have grass is artificial. We had herbs going from the ground like sage, kale, candling, flower, different things like that. And there's still candling flowers and things that pop through and people spray it and say, oh my goodness, it's a weed, but it's really an herb that can heal you, right? So as human beings, we're supposed to be the most elite people, right? We're supposed to be the most intelligent people, but yet we're the only species that pays to live, right? Spiritual laws state that if anyone isn't living in a specific home, that you should go there and live. This is how we live. This money system is false, and it was not created for the black man and the black woman.
It was not. It was not.
I want you to imagine now 200 years down the line that this all-white community has, built in isolation there in the middle of the Ozarks, or the Appalachians, wherever they are, in Arkansas. And now their descendants 200 years from now, what are they going to look like? That's me. The Mormons did that 200 years ago. They left civilization. They took their little white European, Scandinavian, British, English, German selves out to Salt Lake City, and they taught their whites only stuff for 200 years. And I'm the result of that. My kids are 7th generation. I was 5th generation. And we are the result of the OG white supremacist cult in America, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And people have asked, would you have moved to a community like that 7 years ago? I did. That was my life. I picked the whitest country club neighborhood, and that's where I lived. All of my friends were white. All of my friends were Mormon. And then when I left the Mormon church, all of my friends were still white, and they were all Christian. I just started talking about white supremacy on my YouTube channel here a couple of weeks ago. And I think that most people are picturing those neo-Nazi groups. They're picturing the skinheads. They're picturing the Klan. They're picturing all of that stuff. But what they don't realize is that there are white supremacists here in America today, and a lot of them, so many of them, they're packaged in Jesus and packaged in church, and they wear little crosses, and they look really sweet, and they're absolutely not. I want to share with you what that white supremacy felt like from the inside out. Now, a lot of my videos are carefully scripted. I have tons of scriptures and cross-references and all kinds of other videos and stuff. I have 15 minutes before I have to go get in the shower and get ready for work. I'm in my pajamas, and I haven't even had makeup or eaten breakfast, so I don't have time to script today. We're just going to plow through this, and I think that it's more important to share that I was literally birthed by one of the heavenly mothers who reinforced this truth. For me to think anything otherwise would have been like learning to walk sideways instead of forward. No, my knees bend. I'm supposed to go forward. I can't walk sideways.
Okay, I'm trying to get...
Black people are cursed. Native Americans are cursed. And this right here is why I think that
Now, she said black people are cursed.
Like a neo-Nazi group. Because I never had critical thinking to begin with. I didn't come from just a normal life. My whole life was this. There are two other really important ideologies that are kind of foundational to my white supremacy. One of them was the battle of good and evil that was constantly going on. And that battle of good and evil made me look at people who were suffering as people who God was punishing. So let me give you an example of this. I know I've shared in another video that I was born in 1974. So I grew up with the Ethiopian famines. And I remember seeing them on the news and going to my grandma and saying, can we send some money? Like somebody had said, you can send money or something to help with food, put a check in the mail, do this. And my grandma saying, oh no, God has cursed them. We can't interfere with that. I viewed everything as a battle of good and evil. If you were being punished, then God was doing that to you, and it wasn't my place to interfere. And I would look around at all of the suffering in the world. So Africa and Mexico, some of the Middle Eastern countries and stuff that were less developed.
Let's get to...
But I would have left Trader Joe's. I would have driven home to my $1 million mansion. Again, I didn't have any Black or Native American or Mexican friends because they're descended from Native Americans. But I did have housekeepers and landscapers and other servant type of staff that were brown-skinned, and I was really nice to them. I was really kind to them, but I also felt like that's where they belonged. So when my crew of Mexican housekeepers was on their knees scrubbing my toilets in my $1 million house and my fancy gated community in Mesa, Arizona, with all the luxury vehicles parked in the garage, I very much felt like they were in their place. That was the place, not that I had put them in, but that's where God had put them. And that's where they would be until they accepted the Mormon gospel, came back to Jesus, and washed away their curse in the baptismal font. My church also taught me that once someone was baptized in the Mormon church, whether you're African or Mexican or Native American, that you would become white. And I think that if I was just doing
Damn.
white supremacy
Damn.
out, it was that moment right there of I am the white person in the $1 million house with all the white kids and all the success and all this stuff, and you're scrubbing my toilets, and that's God's order. That is the working definition of white supremacy right there. I've had a few people ask me if I ever had any internal conflict over my white supremacist views, and yes, there's a couple I want to share with you. So during the Ethiopian famines,
okay, she talked about that. Let me move past this.
The world in a very different perspective, and I know that a lot of people have asked me what it was that catapulted me out of white supremacy. Well, first of all, having deconstructed the Book of Mormon and working with cult deprogrammers and deconstruction experts and therapists and just reading books and employing critical thinking for the first time, I then deconstructed the Bible and realized that I no longer see evidence for it or God, and letting go of that and the Garden of Eden and all of the mythology and a vengeful God who wants to curse people, that opened up this space for change. So it was my religious deconstruction that led me to begin to deconstruct racism and white supremacy, but it was kind of an accidental little
Hey,
thing
Dora.
that
Hey,
happened
sweetie.
one day that led to just catapulting me completely out of it. I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I came across a professor, and I don't even remember if she was Johns Hopkins or Duke University or where she was, but I found this professor, and she was talking about genetics and some genetic research, and she was talking about the gene for blonde hair, blue eyes, and white skin, and how recent that was. I don't even know where to find her now, but it was this whole lecture series on the Fertile Crescent, humans migrating out of the Fertile Crescent and spreading around the world. And
so what she's saying, that blonde hair, blue eyes is a recessive gene. Brown hair, dark eyes is the dominant gene. And black women is the only women that have the mitochondrial gene, because we birth humanity. And because we the only race that's from me, very light, to very dark.
then little things like red hair and blonde hair and white skin as we migrated further north. And I had this moment of shock realizing, oh, we didn't start as white children of a white God in the Garden of Eden. Humans actually started in this specific place, and we were always brown, and what I am is a brand new mutation. In that moment, at age 4
And your
years old,
mutation is
I
called
realized
phenotype
everything I've been taught my
adaptation.
whole entire life is a lie.
After carefully listening to the sister speak, share her prophetic
I thought that was real interesting,
witness to the gospel
how she was taught to hate, which most of them are.
I mean, you can't believe how wicked, how low down and
I'm gonna keep that.